Kia ora, I'm Ren, and I'm from Austria originally. I have been in New Zealand for the last 30 years and am a professor at Lincoln University in plant science, plant biology. There's a Maori concept, it's called ki uta ki tai, and that means from the mountain to the sea. And the idea here is to say, okay, in our case we have a national park that's already a pretty pristine environment. Now we're going from the mountain towards the sea. We have our farm, rolling land and then flat land before it enters the waterways. So let's clean up that land as much as possible so that the streams, the estuary tell us that we're doing the right job and that we're working with nature from the highlands down to the ocean. I've always been very passionate about the environment, and that started straight after school when I was still in Austria. So I felt that power of nature in New Zealand for the first time when I was traveling through New Zealand in 1987. What happened here in New Zealand, and it was in Stewart Island, was this complete feeling of immersion. So first of all, there's no, comfortable down blanket bed waiting for you in the evening. You bring your sleeping bag wrapped in a plastic bag so it doesn't get wet. You chop your own firewood. There's no showers, no flush toilets. And I think I needed that experience of continuity, being immersed in nature, rain, mud holes you walk through, and the sounds of tuis and bellbirds and fantails fluttering around you, seeing that symphony of green in the bush and the diversity of plants, and then the whole combination of these experiences. When you do that for, in that case, 2 weeks in Stewart Island, something completely switched in me, and from a lobbyist for the environment, I actually became part of the environment and wanted to learn as much as possible about it, and really decided I want to study plants.
So the estuaries are seen in many indigenous cultures, and people are recognising that more now. Estuaries are seen as such important places. So we have an estuary, the Unakaka estuary, just down here, that borders the farm, and that the retreat centre site looks out over that estuary. They're places, they're borders. So you have the edges of the mountains, you have the edges of the sea, you have the rivers coming in. So it's such a meeting place, like a convergence. And I really love that. It's such a beautiful picture of things coming together, and the cleanliness of those places, and the vibrancy, and the water quality, and the quality of the life in those places will show the health of the land around and the sea around. And it nourishes so much, it nourishes the birds that come and nest in there. It nourishes the fish. They lay their eggs up the river, and then the babies will swim out into the sea when they're ready. So it's sort of a nursery as well. It's really beautiful.
I feel there's something very special in the bush in New Zealand. It's millions of years of natural history that you can still see and hear with the bird life. And while it has been decreased quite a lot over the last 150 years, there's still a substantial part here that I think we need to protect and develop. And my vision therefore is to when we talk about agriculture, to place nature and agriculture in context. And to me, the Ren Xue farm is an ideal place for this, because we have the Kahurangi National Park here next door, right adjoining the farm. Then the farm itself, and then the streams that lead into the estuary and into the ocean. And so this is an excellent opportunity to work with nature and to show that agriculture can be done in conjunction with its environment, within its environment, and even if it's a national park.
A lot of people have said, the energy of when you drive over Takaka Hill, it just feels something special.
Looks like some people have been here and added some extra rocks this week. There's a nice green one. But this is the original Mori stone. You can see in the light there. This is from the Takaka River.
Maybe it's the marble, rock as you come over the hill or something, or maybe people talk about ley lines going through the bay. There's and all sorts of different spiritual and groups, different masters and groups have all said there's something special about this part of Golden Bay. So it's you could call it sort of coincidence that there's several communities here already, or but it's, or whether it's meant to be, but it's funny how it's turned out.
So Wake Up Call is its official title. It's a beautiful striker made of rata. Incredible. Still going.
Personally, I would like to work and live with the land, on the land, living it, breathing it, using the knowledge that I've gained, the appreciation for nature, training others. I would love to live on this land, working on it, but also educating the next generation. And so there may even be an opportunity for an education center eventually, where we can show that you can live and work with nature, growing food for yourself and others, and do that in a Ren Xue way. To me, that also is very much in line with what current agricultural philosophies are. Everywhere you look, there's more sustainability in all activities, even from governmental and national organizations. There's a concept called CASI, which is Conservation, Agriculture, Sustainable Intensification, which means that you work with nature, with the soil, you conserve it, but you also use it wisely to the point where you can actually still grow crops in an intensive way, but sustainably. We developed a variety of approaches on that farm project, to make that farm a Ren Xue farm.